I'm so excited to finally hear this song. I've got my earbuds, I've got my listening device. I'm using my Folklore phone case today because I felt like it fit the vibes, and I thought this outfit also, this dress with the kind of black and yellow vibes, fit a little bit of the album cover, maybe? Let's listen to Us by Gracie Abrams featuring Taylor Swift. Hello, my name is Bekah, and here on this channel you can find bite-sized inspo mainly to do with Taylor Swift. I've been a Swiftie since Taylor's debut album, and I'm also a musician who got my doctorate in music in the same year as Dr. Taylor Allison Swift, class of 22. So look out for videos chatting all about Taylor's music, mashups, playlists that I've curated, themed recipes, current happenings, and more. Oh, and if you're new here, you might have noticed it's a slightly different setup than you're used to seeing. I put together this little nook in my bedroom, actually. This is the closet, but nobody needs to know. Just so that I could try to film a little bit more. And I think it's got a little bit of a cozier vibe, so hopefully you feel that too. Today I am finally listening to the Gracie Abrams Taylor Swift collaboration, which just released a couple of days ago with Gracie Abrams' new album, The Secret of Us. And I actually tried to film a reaction to the song at midnight, the night it came out, but I really didn't want to wake up other people sleeping in my household, so I decided to wait. I have been avoiding all of Gracie's social media in an attempt to not hear the song, which I haven't yet. I haven't heard any of this album. I actually don't really know a lot of Gracie's music. I know that she's a friend of Taylor's. I love their friendship. It's so fun. It's so sweet. I know that she opened for Taylor on the Eras tour last year. And I believe the first full song of hers that I ever heard was when I was watching a live stream of one of the Eras tour shows last year, and it was the one where the opening act was canceled, which was Gracie's set. And so Taylor actually brought Gracie out on stage in the middle of the surprise song set, and they sang one of Gracie's songs together. So that show that night got 3 surprise songs, but they also had their whole opening set canceled. So special that Gracie had that experience with Taylor. I feel similarly about how Sabrina then got to come out and sing White Horse with Taylor. Like, cannot even imagine how special those experiences are and how cool it is for people to hear, those collaborations live. Really, really special. But they sang Gracie's song, I'm Sorry? Something like that. What's the song called? I Miss You, I'm Sorry. I think I Miss You, I'm Sorry. Everything that's coming up now when I look up Gracie's music is her new album, but I'll just Google it. Okay. I think it's I Miss You, I'm Sorry. So they sang that song. It was beautiful. I loved the way that their voices blended together. I thought it was gorgeous. Just a really, really cool thing. I love that Gracie and Sabrina have gone to do that. I'm really hoping we get Castles Crumbling with Haley at some point on the tour. But anyways, so I don't really know Gracie's music. I have heard snippets on social media. What I've heard, I really like. I really don't know a lot of music aside from nostalgia, 2000s, old kind of music. I know better than I know today's music. I basically just listen to Taylor Swift all the time, but always happy to branch out. Taylor just keeps us so busy. This is a Gracie-Taylor collaboration. Love that Gracie has a song with Taylor on her album. So cool. And my sister actually sent me this interview about Gracie talking about how her and Taylor wrote the song together, because I'm sure you've probably heard. Sorry, I have to scroll back quite a bit because my sister and I have been messaging about the surprise songs lately. Insane. So this article is from Billboard called The Secret of Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift, how their partnership is lighting a fire under the rising star's career, literally. Because I'm sure you've probably seen, but her and Taylor, they were at Taylor's house, and I think they were writing the song, this will probably say, but they were writing it like at night, like 2 to 6 a.m. or something, and then a fire happened in Taylor's house. I think let's just look at the article before I make up stuff. Somewhere on Gracie Abrams' camera roll is a video of Taylor Swift in the pop superstar's kitchen in Tribeca, deliriously extinguishing a bonfire threatening to consume her center island. Behind the lens, the 24-year-old singer-songwriter cry-laughs as her childhood hero works fearlessly to save them from danger. They'd both distantly heard the candle fall over earlier that night, but Swift had assured Abrams it was probably one of her cats thumping around. It's well past 6 a.m. after a night of dinner and drinks, heavy on that second thing, when the fire finally goes out. Gracie says, "She was such a legend, I don't know how at this hour or in our state she knew what to do." Abram raves 2 billboards 6 months later over Zoom. "We both had an insane cough from the fire extinguisher fumes for weeks." The pair had just finished co-writing Us, the crown jewel of the California natives' 13-track sophomore album, The Secret of Us, which came out June 21st. And today is the June 22nd, so it came out less than 2 days ago at the time of recording. We'll see how quickly I can get this up. And this is the same night that Taylor had played Gracie a couple of her songs from the new album, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, which I believe is that picture that Gracie posted of like her on the floor. The only reaction you can have after hearing that song. But Daddy, I Love Him. And Gracie says about writing their collaboration, which is called Us, "Something caught our ear at the same time very hard and fast," Abrams says, "so we ran to the piano and started writing this song. I used to fantasize about that kind of thing as a kid." I mean, can you imagine? Us ended up being the ribbon that tied, the invisible string, that tied together the material Abrams has been dreaming up with Dessner, Aaron Dessner, who has worked with Taylor on many of her albums, at his famed Long Pond Studios last year. After spending the summer opening for Swift's Eras Tour, a role she'll reprise on select dates in North America later this fall. Shortly after their near-death experience, the two women headed upstate to record the duet with the 48-year-old national founder, that's Aaron, who recalls, so Aaron saying, "It was just really fun to watch the chemistry of Gracie and Taylor bouncing off each other. Gracie in total wonder and awe watching how Taylor records and produces her vocal performances and builds the world." Taylor's brilliant at synthesizing a whole story, Dessner continues over Zoom. "That song just brought everything about Gracie's album into focus in a beautiful way." Oh, look, this article has this really cute picture of when Gracie and Taylor were playing together. I love that Gracie was on the piano. There's Taylor on guitar. So cute. I'll link this article if you want to read more about it. It's quite interesting to me. I haven't heard the album. Like I said, I haven't heard a lot of Gracie's music, but I definitely need to listen to it. And I love this idea that the song brings the album together cohesively. I wonder if that's sonically, thematically, possibly, probably both. Today, I'm planning to just listen to the Taylor-Gracie collaboration, which is Us, track number 5, which I will say something about in just a second. But if you might be interested in a whole reaction to Gracie's whole album, I've never done reaction videos to anything but Taylor Swift, but I feel like this is in the Taylor Swift multiverse. So yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know and I can film that for sure. I'm really interested in checking out other Taylor Swift adjacent artists and expanding my own musical horizons, particularly in pop music. So let me know if that's something you might be interested in. I have been avoiding social media. I haven't heard even a snippet of what this song sounds like. I'm a little bit proud of myself for that. It's not easy to avoid, but I have been off of social media largely the last couple of days, aside from Eras Tour live streams, of course. But I did see one clip of an interview that Gracie did talking about how Us is the track 5 of her album, and the interviewer was just saying how Taylor Swift famously puts a really hard-hitting emotional track as track 5 of all of her albums, and so asked if Gracie did that deliberately, and she said, of course she did. She said that the song really fit that role on her album. So I feel like that gives me, having not heard the song or the album, some pretty good insight into what this song could be like. I imagine it's going to be pretty hard-hitting. I imagine it's going to be amazing because it's two fantastic artists working together. Well, 3, Gracie and Taylor and Aaron, so without further ado, let's give it a listen. Here's the new album, The Secret of Us, and the song is called Us, which is interesting again, how Gracie was saying that the song is really what tied together the album for her. But it's not just Us, it's Us, period. featuring Taylor Swift. So I'm so curious. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, I love the vibes already.
I know you know, it felt just like a joke. I show you don't, and now we're talking. I know your ghost, I see her through the smoke. She'll play her show, and you'll be watching. And if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. And what seemed like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss my? Do you miss us? Us? I felt it, you held it. Do you miss?
Oh, and Taylor's like on the harmony there, I think.
Wonder if you regret the secret of us.
And the piano, the like light piano.
I know you know. It felt like something old. It felt like something holy, like souls bleeding slow. It felt like what I've known. You're 29 years old, so how can you be cold when I open my home? And if history's clear, the flames always end up in ashes.
That's Taylor. Give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Okay, wait, stop. I think this is Taylor.
And if history's clear, the flames always end up in ashes. And we seem like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it.
Obsessed.
And if history's clear, the flames always end up in ashes. And we seem like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Babylon.
The way she says past it, the ad-lib. Perfect.
And we seem like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Babylon lovers hanging missed calls on the line. I give you mine.
And that's Gracie.
Did you want us?
It literally is the title, The Secret of Us.
You were talking false prophets and prophets.
The bridge, come on.
In the margins of poetry songs.
Poetry sonnet.
Never read up on it. Shame could've learned something. Robert Bly on my nightstand. Gifts from you. How ironic the curse or the miracle.
It keeps going.
An oracle, you're incomparable. You
plus me was us. Oh my gosh, I love it. You held it, do you miss us?
Wonder if
You regret the secret.
for strangers
The way it was. Oh, I love that. Ooh. Sometimes do you
the best kind will sometimes do you miss us?
Wow. Oh my gosh, I love that. I adore that. I knew that I've been sleeping on Gracie Abrams. Girl, I'm so sorry. I need to catch up. Because if all of her music is like that, really, really good. Really, really good. So much to say. It reminds me a lot of Taylor Swift. You can hear Taylor's vocals all over this, right? And it reminds me of Taylor's first version of her collaboration with Lana Del Rey. And then they came out with the second with more Lana Del Rey because people were saying, oh, like Lana isn't even in it. And I don't really know Lana Del Rey's discography very well either. But people who do know her work were saying that you could hear her all over that song, that you could hear her vocals, that you could hear her influence in even the songwriting and the lyricism and the style of the song. And I feel like this is potentially similar. I feel like their voices are so closely matched. It's almost hard to tell who is singing when. I know you know it felt just like a joke. I show you don't, and now we're talking. I know your ghost. I see her through the smoke. She'll play her show and you'll be watching. And if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. And what seemed like fate becomes, what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging sometimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? Ugh, that's beautiful. Really nicely written. Do you miss us, us? I felt it, you held it. Do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us. I love how the title of this album is in the song. She doesn't have a title track called The Secret of Us. She just has us. So yeah, I can definitely see how she's saying that this song brought the album together for her. I feel like I'd have to listen to the whole album to really understand what she's saying there, but the fact that the title of the album is in this song, I wonder if she had the title in mind already and that's how it made it into the song, or if she wrote the song and then made this the title of the album. I'd be interested to know. It's interesting to me also that they wrote this right after listening to But Daddy, I Love Him and The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, because for me, this song has a very strong feel of the Torture Poets Department, but more of the anthology, the second half of the album, more so than the first. I feel like it's reminding me, the guitar opening that instrumental line reminds me of more of the softer tracks of I Hate It Here or something like that, or The Prophecy also similarly. I do see some of But Daddy, I Love Him, that kind of vibe as well. Very much just the whole vibes of the Torture Poets Department album. Some things that reminded me of Taylor Swift right off the bat from first listen. Like, there's a lot in here, right, that gives a lot about Taylor. The flames always end up in ashes. And what seems like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Babylon lovers hanging, missed calls on the line makes me think of Cowboy Like Me and the Babylon Gardens hanging, like the Hanging Gardens. There's the Poet's Sonnets, Tortured Poets Department. When she's saying, and profits they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. That reminds me of the Torture Poets Department, but also of Tolerate It, drawing hearts in the bylines kind of idea. That night you were talking false prophets, and prophets. Oh, that's another Taylor Swift thing that Taylor does all the time, where she kind of takes a word and repeats it in multiple meanings. I love that technique. That night you were talking false prophets, and profits they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. That also is giving kind of quick, tell me something awful, like you are a poet in the body of a finance guy. That's that kind of being an artist, but trapped in the confines of something like finance that's so restrictive, potentially. And this is, and profits they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. Reminds me some of that idea as well. I'm getting a lot of the vibes of like I Hate It Here from the song. Robert Bly on My Nightstand, who I'm assuming is a poet. Could be wrong. I'm assuming that because I'm assuming he writes poetry sonnets because of what's said earlier. I love you plus me was us. Do you miss us? Do you regret the secret of us? And it does make me think of All Too Well 10-minute version, where she added, you kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. And this is saying, Do you miss us? Do you miss the secret of us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us. I don't know, makes me think of that as well. There's so many parallels. I love how this straddles both worlds of Gracie Abrams and Taylor's. I need to get to know Gracie's world better, but beautiful. I'm gonna listen to it again because really good.
I know you know, it felt just like a joke.
I love that guitar instrumental. It's so beautiful.
I know you ghost.
It's gotta be Taylor right above.
And you'll be watching. And if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. And what seemed like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? Do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us.
And that was Taylor.
You were talking false prophets and prophets. They multiply on my nightstand. Gifts from you. How ironic, a curse or a miracle. Her soul, an oracle. You're incomparable. Chemical, you. Us,
Oh, I think there at the end, it's like Gracie Taylor, Gracie Taylor. Also, in love with this bridge. I love how it's like this continuous rhyming, like every line rhymes with each other, and it just like keeps going, and it like, I don't know, it's like this tidal wave or something. It's like washing over you, and it like doesn't relent.
talking false prophets and prophets. They make in the margins of poetry sonnets. You never read up on it. Shame could've learned something. Robert Bly on my nightstand. Gifts from you. How ironic.
The way that ironic kind of links the two phrases as well to just make the bridge keep going, that reminds me some of The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, because that just keeps going, right? It like doesn't stop. And this is like that.
Robert Bly on my nightstand. Gifts from you. How ironic, the curse or a miracle. Her soul, an oracle. You're incomparable. Chemical, you.
Yeah, ironic, miracle, oracle, incomparable, chemical. All the like rhyming. And then that's absolutely Taylor echoing Gracie. And then the way it flows right back into. Oh.
I felt it, you held it. Do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of us. Mistaken for strangers, the way the pain of the rain of the flame.
Pain, rain, flame. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love the way she ends it too. It's like there's so much pouring out of this song, and then it ends quite Like, do you miss us? It's like, you've said everything you need to say. Don't have to say anything else. Wow. That's amazing. That's really good. Okay, well, in case you couldn't tell, I adored that. From the lyricism, the collaboration, the way their voices interweaved with each other, the way they layered on top of each other and blended, the production, the instrumental, everything was just perfection. Definitely need to listen to the rest of the album and get to know Gracie Abrams' work even better, because I feel like the song must straddle both worlds. I feel like I have a good idea of how it connects to Taylor's world because I know that world, but I don't really know Gracie Abrams' musical world or her discography at all. So I need to catch up, but I'm so excited to see where she goes and what's coming up for her, because if her album is, you know, anything like that song, if that song is a glimpse into the rest of that album, then oh my gosh, incredible. So I need to give that a listen. I will hold off on listening to it just yet, because if you would be interested in me filming a reaction to it as a Swiftie, then let me know and I will super happily film that. If you would be interested in that, then give this video a like, and that will give me a good idea of knowing whether or not anyone would be interested in seeing that. In the meantime, I'm working on so many other videos to share with you that I'm super excited about. I have my decoding series and lots of other Taylor Swift related content coming up. So if you're interested in any of that and in more bite-sized Swiftie inspo, then make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. You can also check out my Instagram and my Dear Reader newsletter for even more fun Swiftie content. I'm so happy to connect with you and to share in discovering and exploring new music together with you. So I will see you in the next one. Bye!